Here we are, mid-January 2026, and we are getting absolutely bombarded with cases of the flu, despite many people getting their flu shot this year. So why is this happening? The influenza virus is like the James Bond of the microbiome world. It is sleek, smart, and efficient, and despite aggressive vaccination campaigns, it somehow continues to be able to avoid complete elimination. So how is it doing this? Well, the flu virus genome is made up of 8 segmented pieces of RNA. This segmentation leads to an increase in both genetic drift and genetic shift. In other words, a lot more frequent genetic mutations. In addition, that genetic material is surrounded by 2 complex protein cages that not only help protect it, but aid in its binding to our human cells. Those proteins are called hemagglutinin and neuraminidase, represented by H and N. Sound familiar? Well, there are actually 17 different versions of H and 10 different versions of N, which allow for a long list of different combinations, giving us subtypes such as H1N1, H3N2, etc. These surface caged proteins not only change on a yearly basis, but when you add into that all of the genetic mutations, the result is a very evasive virus. In fact, all of these unique characteristics pose a real problem for both our immune systems and our public health system, both of which struggle anytime a new variant emerges. Many people may not realize that in order to successfully vaccinate Americans against the flu virus, we look at what's happening in the southern hemisphere in places like Australia, whose winter occurs during our summertime, which helps us then predict which virus is going to hit us during that next flu season. However, those predictions are often incorrect, as there are just too many changing variables to account for. Staying safe during flu season includes all of those dreaded things that we hate to recall from the COVID pandemic. Keep your distances, wear your PPE, self-quarantine when sick, wash and sanitize your hands frequently, and prep your immune system with vaccination when and where you can, as vaccination may not completely block you from getting the flu, but studies show that it does significantly decrease the severity of illness if you do. And if you do get sick, practice good self-care, focusing on rest, hydration, and symptom management. And don't forget to take that vitamin C and D, especially if living in a colder climate and not getting much in the way of citrus fruits and or sunlight. I hope that you found this information useful, and more so, I hope that you and your family are able to stay safe and healthy during this year's flu season.